Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. Now I'm showing you the Desert Warrior that my friend Coasty just jumped in with another message that we've been sending back and forth. So that's kind of fun. And I made a different video which includes the Desert Warrior. And I'm using the Desert Warrior because this is one of the tanks I've been using for the operation for the Valor chests. So it's just here as a background as I give you some information. And I'm going to show you one of the things I was doing for the Chest Earner Operation. And the Chest Earner, as you know, is, or you should know, you probably know, but there's always somebody who doesn't know, and so that's, you know, what I'm mentioning it for the Overlord chests. And you know, that's the one where you have to earn 30,000 base tank experience to score. So I'm not going to show you any game action in this video. I'm just going to show you, we're going to review like my 10 most recent games that I was playing for this operation, for the Chest Earner, just to give you an idea. And maybe this will help you out. Give you an idea of, you know, how you could do yours more efficiently maybe than you might be doing them, because once you see what I did and how I did it, it will make you think. It's like, oh, you know, maybe this is an idea that I hadn't thought of, because everybody has different ideas, and I have a lot of good players with a lot of experience, and you know, we bounce ideas off of each other. You know, you tell someone, hey, I got this idea, XYZ, and they're like, oh, yeah, I thought about it. I do that too. It's like, okay. And then sometimes it's like, well, someone that you know doesn't do it, and they're like, oh, that's a good idea. And then somebody else is going to bounce an idea off of you, and like, you know, I didn't think about that. So it's one of those deals that, you know, the old phrase is iron sharpens iron. Well, we're all iron, and we're sharpening, you know, each other by discussing, you know, if someone comes up with something new, hey, you know, Coasty said XYZ, oh, that was good, or Brownie did this, and what have you. So this is how it is, the interaction of different things. And so, you know, I report upon some of this stuff here. So let's go check out, well, there you go. Actually, this is my Vasquez commander in my Desert Warrior. Now, Desert Warrior's primary advantage is that it has 24 guided missiles. That's why I was using it. There's other guided missile guys that I have a whole bunch of guided missile guys, but this one has the most guided missiles, so there you go. I have an opportunity to score a lot if it comes up, and it has happened where I've scored 12 and 13,000 damage in a game. Not every game, but I've done it several times, and it's fun as heck. All right, that's just a, you know, a bonus. But let's go check out the profile and look at the results of these 10 games that I have played. Okay, up at the top, it just shows that I got, you know, I opened my free chest and got some free XP and a couple of boosters. Now here you'll see these orange matches. These are all multiplayers, World War II, because these are the tanks where I score. All right, I mean score. I am a big scorer in these tanks. That's why I chose them. Even though they're World War II tanks, scoring means I'm going to score a lot of damage, which means that's a lot of XP, and there's a high percentage chance that I will win these games. That's why I chose them. And this goes all the way down to the last one, which was from yesterday. And that one was a Desert Warrior game, actually. In fact, I'll show you this Desert Warrior game. I had forgotten about that, but so this is the most recent Desert Warrior game that I played. You know, had a great game, 4 kills, almost 12,000 damage. As you can see, I made over 100 grand in silver, and there's no boosters on there. That was just a raw game, and that's a co-op. Okay, so this is what I mean when I tell you such and such a tank is a moneymaker. The Desert Warrior is a moneymaker. Now, it's a lower moneymaker most of the time, 50,000 a game ballpark, something like 40, 50,000 on a co-op game. The big money makers are stuff like Peace Cells, Era 3s. This is an Era 3. But the EE Brazilian medium tank is a killer. MX, M60AX, that's what it is. The Era 3 medium tank, that's a butt kicker. There's a lot of good moneymaker tanks in Era 3. This is one of them when, I'm on. It's good. I mean, 100 grand, it's never bad. But that's just one of the examples. And that match was, look, that's under 4.5 minutes. That's 4 minutes, 24 seconds. You can't hardly beat that. Well, you can if you go 13,000, which is like my record. But you make 10 grand, you get, and now this game was, I got 5 points for killing a guy, 5 points for playing the Blue Nation, 5 points for top 7, 5 points for 5,000 damage, another 5 for another 5,000, which is 10,000, and then I don't know if I got the rollover from a previous game, but this game was either a 25 or 30 point game for the operation, depending on whether, if I had like 4,000 or 3,200 or more points in reserve, then it rolled it over for an extra 5 points. So this was either a 25 or 30 point game. That's what I'm talking about, okay? The tanks that can hit the 10,000 plus, bro, when you plus, it gets really plus. So super awesome stuff here. Now today, that's the 9 orange games. And so our first match of the day was a map. We played the Ensk map in my Tier 3 sniper. That was a Tier 4 match. I was outgunned. Still was on the winning team. Contributed. Made some decent points. But only 500 tank XP. Actually, I think that's one of the lowest of the day. We won that match, so that was fine. This is one where we lost. This one might not be that great either. Okay, this is the lowest one, 300. But this was, my team was awful. It speaks for itself. That was another Tier 4 match as well. Berlin, my team was super awful. This has probably got to be the worst one. Yep. These guys were absolute garbage. There's just no two ways to describe it. Serene Coast. This was by the hair, the chinny chin chin. And this one was lost because the game, just cheats. It's just, that's the way it is. So, Wargame cheats players. I hit this guy with 2 completely locked on shots. Well, I'm sorry. It said I didn't hit him. That's because their game dictated that it was a cheat miss. I don't miss. Sorry. I didn't miss him. He's dead. But when the game cheats, I'll tell you what I told my friends. Do you know what the top tier in the game is? If you said tier 10, you're wrong. Tier 10 is not the top tier. If you said Era 3, you're wrong. It's not Era 3. The top tier is the cheating tier. And when the computer says they're going to cheat you, your shot's going to miss or bounce, blah, 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 that's what it is. That's the cheating tier. And that guy was substantially inferior to me. And the cheating tier said he's going to hit you and you're not going to hit him, even though I got 2 shots to 1, artillery to artillery. And I win that straight up. It's just a straight up. You get 2 to 1, you win. Game over. So you got to cheat me to beat me. This was the classic example. I was the highest scoring guy in the game with my 2,100 damage and 5 kills. My team was awful. It's just that simple. And from here on, it's all money all the time. Went back the next game with the same artillery. Only got 1 kill, but almost 1,300 damage. Yeah, that was an MVP performance. So, and in said performance, almost 1300. That's why I was using these tanks. They're high tank XP earners for base XP. Sexton Artillery Killer, even though I only got 1 kill. Ghost Town. I laid the smack down in this one. 4 kills, as you can see. Almost 2300. Another MVP, of course. Not an ace badge. That was actually only a second class badge. Ace badge in the 38T is a monster score, dude. But as you can see, I got a monster tank XP out of that. Another one, Severogorsk. Now that was in my Thresher. I was in a tier 4 match. Did pretty well. Not great, but you know, I was bottom tier. Still helped my team win. Whoops, let's go here and here. You know, 800. That was good. That was the only one I played. This one was what? M3 Lee on Cliff. Yeah, it was another monster game. 5 kills, 1600 damage. Speaks for itself. Again, as you can see, 1300 plus tank XP. That's why I chose it. Ensk rolls around again. This was another work of art, but a different one. I'm going to make a video of this game, and it'll just be a different video than this one because this one was a good game for a video. But as you can see here, 7 kills, 1300 damage as a bottom tier 38H. I was bottom tier in this game and had a great game. Now, because I use only premium rounds because of games like this where I'm bottom tier, minus 38,000, that's okay. You remember that game you saw in that Desert Warrior 100 grand? It covered this and then some. And that's what I say when I say I go. I don't care about what money I make in any of these games, really, because I have those games in Cold War, like the Desert Warrior you saw, where I make a ton of money. I get it all back. It's no big deal. So that was a killer. Let's go check and see how many points we scored. That one was, again, what, 1600. Monster. Tier 2. Base XP. Yes, I mean, needless to say, I've been known to score in the 38H as bottom tier. My record in the 38H as a bottom tier guy is when I got this record. 12 kills on Pilsen. Made a video of that game. Barely got it, but I got it. And that was just an awesome game. So you'll see, like, for example, 38H, I played 1 game. M3 Lee, 1 game. Thresher, 1 game. 38T, 1 game. Played 3 Sextons, right? Is that correct? Yeah. 3 Sextons. 4. And played 1, I guess I played 1 of my T56 sniper. The Sexton I was getting reamed because I had garbage teams. 3 losses in a row. Not my fault. My teams were trash. So when I had a mediocre team, that's all I need to win, baby. So that will help you, give you ideas on what tanks should you use if you want to, you know, score points for the base, you know, the chest earner for the base tank XP. Those were tier 3s and 1 tier 2 38H because I have, like I said, a high win percentage. And when I score, man, I could score 15, 1600. I did a couple of times, actually. So you might think, well, I'm going to use Era 3. It's, you know, I could score. Yeah, you could if you have a monster game. But the odds of getting a monster game in Era 3 is much more difficult than a monster game in those other ones. For me, everyone's different. You know, because these are the things, the reason why I score the way I score is I play difference maker tanks for me. Now, for some people, difference maker tank is a Tiger tank, okay, or something else. I play the ones I play because consistently I'm scoring, 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 and scoring. I'm even scoring decent in games where my teams are garbage. Okay. Now, my dilemma is they stick me with garbage teams so frequently that if I'm not Superman, we don't win. You know, that's what, you know, happened on that Serene Coast game where I had that guy, you know, in a 2-to-1 shooting position, and I hit him twice and he missed me, and then he hit me after I hit him. After I shot him twice, and it cheated me out of the hits. They were perfect shots. I don't miss. They miss. These guys have guns that are so bad that if they fired like a Nerf gun, it would be an improvement. And that's really the sad reality of wargaming. Wargaming has dreams of mediocrity. They don't know what excellence is. It's a concept that escapes them. They don't know what it's like for you to be a game player with excellence as a result in your past. It doesn't occur here. What you call excellent here, that's a nothing game to me. I come from the real world of Xbox Live, where you play legit games where guns fire straight and companies don't cheat you. And if you succeed there, it shows and it matters. The reputation of this game is horrible. No one cares about it because it's not legit. When your gun fires like this, you're aiming dead center, like right there, and you miss, that's only wargaming. Wargaming is the only place I've seen this. Now, granted, I will say I've never played War Thunder. It's possible that they have a similar thing. I don't know. I've only seen it here in wargaming, where you're aiming dead center. My finger is the gun, and the camera is the target. I don't miss. My friends don't miss either. In real life, with real guns, we don't miss. Okay? It's called training. You either have it or you don't. I have it. My son has it even more than me. It's crazy. That guy's a freak. It's like shooting for a competition. There you go. I just give it to him. He's the best I've ever seen. So that's what I do. So this will help you, give you ideas of things you can play. It only matters not what I'm playing per se in these games. I showed you what I choose. You're different than me. You're going to have a different setup, but you would need to think, what do you score in? When you're under pressure, how can you score? That's what you should be playing in these matches, because you're under the pressure for the chest earner to get 30,000 points. And for me, on average, that's 30 games or less. It's not 35, which wouldn't be bad. Okay, it's not 40 or 50. You saw the results, man. I haven't done the averaging, but even, I don't know, let's just go do it. All right. We're only going to count today's, which is the chest earner for the multiplayers. Oh, wait a second. One of the things that happens when you go here, it's better if you go down to up rather than up to down. And don't ask me why, it just is. So what is this? This one was 1,600. I'm just going to round it up or down to the nearest 100. This one was 1,300. That's 2,900. This one was 800. That makes 3,700. This one 1,600. So that's 3,700 plus 16, 5,300. What do we have here? 5,300. That's 1,300. We're rounding it slightly up. 63 and 3 is 6,600. This was another good one. 1,700. That's the best of the day, actually. 66 and 17 is 8,300. This would be game number 8 here. So 8,300 plus 200, 8,500, because my team was trash. This one was 300, so it's 8,800. Actually, that was number 8. This is number 9. So it's 83 and then 500, 80, no, 88 and 5 is 93. So 9,300 divided by 9, that's over 1,000. It's 1,000 and change per game. And that included 3 losses, 2 of which were absolute trash teams. So now you know why I did those. In 9 games, I got over 9,000 base XP, and those were 2 of the worst games I have had thrown on my scoreboard, because those guys were just absolutely garbage. There's nothing I could do. I'm just one guy in an artillery, and the wargaming accuracy of shells is the absolute number 1 worst of all time in video games that I've ever touched. So that's the scenario. So choose things where you can score, hopefully ballpark. Your target should be, can I average 1,000 a game? Possibly. The answer is yes. Now, I could have done any one of those tanks that you saw there for all 9 games and raked it in. I was just doing it to get the daily double. That doesn't count for this operation. So I got daily doubles and I just moved to another tank just for interest. And when you come back and look at the list, it was like, wow, dude, 1 game T56, 1, 2, 3, 4 Sexton games, I got a win. 2 garbage losses, a 3rd loss because they cheated me, and then the 4th one I won handily. And then I switched. Martyr 38T 1, Thresher 1, M3 Lee 1, 38H 1 and done. That's all I need, to get those great games. So can I average a grand a game in any one of these tanks? Absolutely. That's why I'm using them. So if your tank is, it could be the shredder tank, it could be a missile tank, could be a sniper tank, could be a light tank. We can do this in light tanks and run around like a freak. But this is what I felt like playing. So play what you feel like playing, play what you play well, play what works for you. That's the most important thing. That's how you're going to score. If you play the tanks that work for you, you're going to score more than average. Now, if you're like a freak and a half, like Brownie and PS Xbox Killer, those guys are freaks. They can play whatever they want. It doesn't matter. They're just monsters, okay? They're like Frankenstein, man. They just kick butt all the time. I do pretty good, but I do have personal favorites that are more effective. But man, those guys are monsters in everything that I've seen them play. So this will help you out. Hopefully give you an idea, let you know you could score and get this done relatively easy. Your goal should be, like I said, something where you can score a grand. Now remember, this Sexton game here, my team lost. I was great. And I had over 1,200 in a losing game. It was a fairly sick game. So the 1,000 average is based upon not just winning. If I base it on just the winning games, it goes up. But those aren't the only games you're going to get garbage teams. You're going to get those losses. It's nothing you could do. You can't stop it from happening. Okay, so in spite of those games where you get robbed by wargaming, I'm still cracking a grand average. You can do this. If you can do the same thing, you're going to rake it in nasty. Now, in co-op, it's fine. You get about 40%. So, I'll pull 300 to 600 points in a co-op game, but I like to throw in these games here, and this one worked out great for a video because of all the different tanks I played. You're like, wow, that was cool. It was like one game in and done, one win and done. Okay, I played every tank I played I got a win, switch to another tank. So how many tanks did I use? I don't even know. That was 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of nine games, I played 6 tanks. That was very good. So hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you learn something to expand your horizon to score faster and easier. It'd be awesome if you could do this in 30 games. But if you choose the right method, you could. Now I could do this, but the problem with this one is that I'm working on the 6 chest earning, and it's much better for me to do it in co-op. So I did a bunch here, 9,000 plus points, and I'm going to do the rest of this in co-op. And today I'm going to get the conclusion of the chest earner. It's not going to be any problem at all. I just boosted myself up, another almost 10,000 points, so that way I get to I can play co-op and just cruise with no worries. I'm going to get this without any trouble, without even thinking about it. And that's really what my goal is. My goal was to complete chest earner with no pressure at all. All I did was play 9 games, got those points, gave myself a 9,000 point cushion, made it super easy. So let's go look and see where I am on this chest earner. Okay, chest earner. Oh, it's right here, man. That was fantastic. 26,000 out of 30,000 in the bag. Really, about 10 matches I'm less than 4,000 away. If I play 10 co-ops, it won't even be 10. It'll probably be 8 or 9 before I end up getting my chest earner. And hey, anything can happen. You could get 50 gold. You could get 1,300 gold. You could get a tank. You could get 30 days of premium. That's a possibility. So that's just fantastic stuff. And like I said, I hope that this helps you with your own chest earner to streamline it, maybe boost your numbers by choosing tanks that are going to score for you in whatever Cold War, multiplayer, World War II, or co-op. So I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Tell your friends, maybe this will help them if they don't already know. So look forward to seeing you guys later, and I'm going to have that 38H game. It's going to be awesome. So see you guys later. Thanks again, and I'll see you hopefully pretty soon. And remember, please like and subscribe.